Welcome to the Folktale Project. This is Dan Scholes. Today we have our final Russian tale coming from Russian Picture Tales, and this story is, in the vein of the previous story, really having a go at the wolf. This is The Hungry Wolf. There was once a wolf, and he got very hungry. So he went to have a look to see what he could find for dinner. After a bit, he saw a ram feeding in a meadow, so he went up to him and said, Mr. Ram, I'm going to eat you." But the ram answered, "Who are you? I should like to know that mean to eat me." "I'm a wolf. I'm looking for a good dinner," said the wolf. "What sort of a wolf do you fancy you are?" answered the ram. "You're not. You're a dog." "No, I'm not a dog," said he. "I am a wolf." "Well then," answered the ram, "if you're a wolf, stand at the bottom of the hill and open your jaws wide. Then I'll run down the hill and jump straight into your mouth." "All right," said the wolf. So he stood at the bottom of the hill and opened his mouth wide, while the ram climbed to the top of the hill. Then he ran down the hill very fast and hit the wolf with his horns as hard as he could. The wolf rolled over, knocked senseless with the blow, while the ram ran off home. And there lay the wolf, till at last he came to himself again with all his bones aching. "Well, what a fool I must have been," thought he. "Who ever saw a ram jump into one's mouth of his own free will?" Then he went on further, just as hungry as ever, and after a bit he saw a horse walking in a meadow nibbling the grass. So he went up to him and said, Mr. Horse, I'm going to eat you." But the horse answered, "Who are you? I should like to know that you mean to eat me." "I'm a wolf." "You think again," answered the horse. "You're only a dog." "No, I'm not a dog," said he. "I'm a wolf." "Oh, if you're sure you're a wolf, it's all right. Only I'm not very fat yet, so you'd better begin on my tail, and meanwhile I'll be munching some more grass and get a little fuller." So the wolf went up to him from behind and was just going to get to work on his tail when the horse let out as hard as he could. And the wolf rolled over while the horse ran off. And there sat the wolf, and he thought, "Well, wasn't I a fool? Wasn't I a noodle? Who ever heard of anyone starting to eat a horse by the tail?" And so he wandered on further, when after a bit he saw a pig coming towards him, so he got to him and said, Mr. Pig, I'm going to eat you." But the pig answered, "Who are you? I should like to know that you mean to eat me." "I'm a wolf." "You're a queer sort of wolf," answered the pig. "You're only a dog." "No, I'm not a dog," said he. "I'm a wolf." "Oh, that's all right then," answered the pig. "You just sit down on my back. I'll give you a ride, and then you can eat me." So the wolf sat down on the pig's back, when lo and behold, the pig carried him straight into the village. And all the dogs ran out, made a dash for the wolf, and began to tease him. And they teased him so much, it was all he could do to tear himself away and run off back into the forest. And that is the Russian tale of the Hungry Wolf. And again, just as we saw in The Goat and the Ram, the wolf is getting the raw end of the deal here. He gets headbutted by a ram, kicked by a horse, and then finally carried off to the village to get taunted by dogs by the pig. This is Dan Scholes for the Folktale Project. Don't forget that you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Overcast, anywhere you like to get your podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter at Folktale Project. You can find us on Auto Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you like to listen. And you can always head over to folktaleproject.com, where you'll find a new story waiting for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Next week, we'll be back with 3 new tales, and this weekend, as every other day in recent memory, stay inside and stay safe. As always, thank you so much for listening.